our only team state champion this season. Brian Staten sits down with our winning team, the Greenville girls golf team.
I am joined by the Greenville girls golf team that is our team of the year this year. We're glad to be joined by our coach, Todd, Briley, Cameron, Kylie, Cameron, right? The straight hair and the curly hair. I'll get it all right here in a moment. I did want to talk with Todd first because you kind of stepped into this role as the golf coach this year. There were probably some other reasons for doing that, and being able to coach your son is outstanding, obviously. But to have this group of girls and to have them have the season, how fulfilling was that for you?
That was very fulfilling. I was back when this happened. Honestly, I was telling people I've done a lot of stuff in golf through the years. I've been around it and done it. And this was probably one of the most fulfilling things I've ever been a part of. To go through what we went through the day. We played great the first day, then the second day. We still played good, but it was, we had our challenges, to put it that way. And then when we walk off 18 green, we think we've actually lost by a shot. When we in turn hadn't lost by a shot, we'd actually tied. So then to keep them calm since we were out first, to keep them calm for 2 hours between the time we finished in the playoff and then go out and do what they did in the playoff, it was absolutely amazing. I was super proud of them.
That's thrilling. And to be honest, what Todd has been able to accomplish in his career speaks volumes based on what those words are he just shared. Let's meet our girls. We'll start with Briley Catron. And the name, I think, says enough because Sash was such a phenomenal golfer here. Tell us your story and how you were able to get this journey started in golf.
Well, when I was little, I guess my dad, he would just take me to the course with him all the time, and then I just started hitting, and he would put out some baskets, have me hit into them, and then he signed me up for some tournaments when I was 6, and then I just played in some tournaments, and then I kind of took some time off, and then during middle school I had to, in the transition to high school, I had to decide if I wanted to play golf or volleyball, and I decided to play golf, and so from there, that's just how I've been going on.
Mom didn't get upset that you chose golf over volleyball?
I think she did. I think she cried for a couple days, but...
So was your influence your dad, or was there another influence?
It was pretty much my dad.
I just remember seeing you, as a young girl sitting outside the back driveway, and hitting the golf ball. Was it an instant love for the game, or did it take some time?
It definitely took some time, just because I was already, really into volleyball, and I think once I quit volleyball and I focused on golf, when you start focusing on it, you get, an itch to want to be better and, better each day. So whenever I just ended up getting older and quitting volleyball, I think that's when I really got focused on it.
Let's go to the moment and why we're here as a team. Do you feel as if, obviously, you fulfilled some expectations this past season on the golf course?
Definitely, yeah. We that was our biggest goal to win state, but it was never we actually we never were 100% we were going to win, but we wanted to be 100%. We were just it was our goal with all of us since we were little, because we all used to play together. So when we were all little, we always talked about doing stuff together as a team, and that's always been our dream.
Was it different? And I don't even understand how high school works anymore, if you guys even go to class, if you go to somewhere else or you do some other things, because you're all over the map.
Yeah.
But what was it like walking through the hallways or attending a game after winning a state title?
We obviously got recognition at football games and stuff like that, and it was a little nerve-wracking at first just to be in front of that many people, but in the hallways people would be just clapping my hand or good job. It was kind of just rewarding, kind of slowly paid off.
We'll come back to Briley. Let's meet Kylie Renner. Kylie, tell us your story and how you got involved.
Okay, so when me and Cameron were younger, we kind of had the same story, but our dad always wanted us to play golf, and we didn't really play in many tournaments when we were younger. We started out with drive, chip, and putt, which you might not know what that is, but it's just it's fun. It was a little competition where if you won one, then you go to the next and the next. So we would do that and prepare for that, and that's what really got us started in golf. And I guess from that and doing good in that, everyone, or our coaches, or not really our coaches yet, but Todd and Sash and our dad decided that we could actually be decent at golf, Yeah. So we were definitely persuaded to try out golf, and so we went through middle school and we played in a little bit of tournaments, and then through high school it's really started to kick up. So
It's not an easy sport to stay with. It's a grind. You know, I mean,
That's
there's
right.
there's a lot of hours. What determines how you go through that process? You know, how determined were you to go through the process of becoming a good golfer?
I'm very determined. I still have a lot of work to do, and it's just going out and playing a good round and seeing that you can do that, like you have this. It's very rewarding to see that. But also going out and playing in a bad round that makes you want to go out and practice, because you know you're better than that. So, yeah.
I don't recall that your dad ever won a state title. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Is there a little bragging rights in the household with the family?
There definitely is in some aspects, because Dad likes to say how good he was at sports growing up.
Yeah. We will come back to Kylie as well. Cameron, welcome. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I know it's the same story, and I know that's it. So let's talk a little bit about your influences. What influenced you to play golf?
Well, our influences was just the people we hung out around, our little kids groups that Sash and Todd ran, and just being around that really influenced us to keep playing golf. And our dad would have us out on the range every summer hitting a bucket of balls. Yeah.
All the time, probably.
Like,
Is it easier to have a sibling, such as a twin, not to say the least, that helps you and keeps you determined to keep practicing and to keep playing?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's nice to have somebody to go and practice with, and so I don't have to do that all by myself. But also, when she beats me, I want to go out and practice more so I can beat her. So we just want to keep on beating each other.
Who's the more competitive?
We're both very competitive.
Okay. So it's even?
Probably.
Say that.
It's probably even.
Oh yeah.
It's
yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. So, give me your idea of walking in the halls and going to games after winning that state title.
Well, going to the games, we got recognized. We're online school, so
Yeah.
we don't walk
Okay,
the
you don't walk the
halls.
halls. That's all. Even better.
When we see people out in public, they'll say congrats and
Yeah.
just recognize us.
You see what I mean? See, I don't even know how school works anymore. We're going online. We don't even go meet teachers anymore, all that stuff. So let me finish with you here before I get into the day. What is the expectation for next year? What do you see for this team going forward?
For next year, we'd obviously like to win another state championship. There's going to be some more competition, so we're going to have to play good and practice and grind to get there.
All right, let's go through the day. You two were kind of there on the bag to clinch that. Take me through getting the birdie to put yourself in that situation to win this playoff.
So we're all on the first tee. We all hit our drop. So the two girls that we were playing against, they're both really good golfers also, and they're twins also. And their third player had dropped out earlier, so it was basically like we had the upper hand. Like we were more confident because it was a 3v2. So we all hit our first drive. We all outdrove them, and they're all down the middle, and they're all perfect.
Yeah.
And so Cameron and Kylie, they both hit their approach shot, and it's a par 5, so they were just gonna put some down safe. And I was just gonna go ahead and hit a hybrid because they were both in a really good position to make birdie or par, which is what we needed. And so I was just gonna go ahead and hit my hybrid, and if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. If they'd have my back, if it did, then. And it did.
Yeah.
And so I got up there, and then I hit my putt, and it was really close to going. It was like this far. It was really close to going in for eagle, but then I just tapped it in for birdie, and then they had two good birdie putts also.
You're standing over the putt, the decisive putt. You're standing over that putt. What's going through your head?
Well, so my putt wasn't very long, but it was one of those you need to
knocker.
you need to make it, but it's also like, what if I don't make this? I was just like the back of the cup, just thinking that over and over. But also I had Cameron. Cameron had a foot putt, so
Yeah, Cameron. They had
Yeah,
the same one.
it wasn't really stressful. I mean, I was just, it would have kind of be embarrassing if I missed that putt. Besides that, I knew we had it, so.
How fun was it this year? Each of you. How much fun did you have?
I had
A
a lot.
lot. It was very fun.
The
yeah.
playoff was my favorite part, only because we all got to play together, and like on the green when we were all nervous, like we could calm each other down. And I had Kylie and Cameron help me read my putts, and like we just all had fun. That was my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
And I love the course.
Have you kept him busy, Todd? Have you kept him busy in the off season?
Yeah, I mean, we have. It's, we give them a little bit of a break. So, but they all play tournaments. They play the Sneds. They play some Peggy Bell Kirk stuff. So, I mean, I don't really have to push them that much, which is a good thing. I do push them.
Yeah.
Because they definitely haven't reached their potential yet, which is sky. It's the sky for all three of them. It's, they make me look good. So,
Life can be a lot sometimes, but at Holston Medical Group, our primary care providers are here through it all, whether it be a routine checkup or something unexpected. Because at HMG, we're here for you through every stage of life with the best primary care and support. Whether it's you or the people you love most, choose a primary care provider you can rely on. Choose HMG, your health partner for life. Now accepting new patients.
Hey folks, it's Gateway Ford in Greenville. Right now, everyone gets Ford employee pricing. The same deal Ford employees get. No games, no negotiation. Save maximum green in Greenville today at Gateway Ford on Highway 11 East or at gatewayfordgreenville.com. Save some green in Greenville at Gateway Nissan, carrying on a 55-year tradition of doing business your way. Save thousands on Sentra, Rogue, Frontier, and more. Take the short drive to Gateway Nissan in Greenville or online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Family owned, community loved. More than ink and paper, it's precision, performance, and pride in every project. Always on time, expertly equipped, locally owned. And something new is on the way. Ready for your next big project? Artistic Printers, where quality meets creativity.
So, what a better way to do this interview than to bring in the guy that handles all of the coaches' shows during the year as well. You haven't seen him face just yet, but now you're going to get the opportunity to meet Tyler Nichols as he sits down with our Coach of the Year.
Thanks, Brian. Back here at the Roots Awards with Chuckett Oak head volleyball coach Marissa Snap. Marissa, do you know why you're here today?
Yes, I'm on the nominee list.
Well, congratulations. You are our Coach of the Year.
What?
You are our Coach of the Year.
Are you being for real?
I'm being serious.
Oh my gosh!
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you!
Absolutely. Well, we wanted to save it because we wanted to see your genuine reaction. Of course, everybody who's watching this knew leading into it that we were actually Coach of the Year, but wanted to see your genuine reaction. So I'm glad that we got to see it and that we waited. But I mean, in the moment, how does it feel?
Oh, that feels amazing. I'm just very excited. I want to tell my girls I'm really excited. I couldn't do it without them, so I feel very grateful just for the opportunity. So thank you.
Looking back at the season too, that's what I wanted to ask you about next is the girls that helped make this possible. I think we were counting for 3 seniors this year.
Yes.
That meant so much to the program and that had built the program up to the point it had reached, and you do something for the first time ever. You reached the state tournament. So how special was that group of girls?
I don't think I can really put into words without getting too emotional how much they mean to me. I have one actually coming back to help me this year. Another one, we've got her committed. She's going to go play in college now.
Okay.
And the other one, she's going to go on, and I know they're all 3 going to do amazing things. They're so special, especially the twins and Addie. That was who it was. So just knowing how much that, they meant to me and how special they are, not just as volleyball players, but as girls, as human beings, was amazing just to be a part of their journey. And the fact that they helped me get us to where we were, they did great things. I know they're going to do even greater things later on.
Who's the one committed?
Kristen Bishop.
Okay.
She's going to go play at Dyersburg out. It's a little bit outside of Memphis, so she's going a ways away, but she's really excited to play.
Hey, maybe a celebrating success episode. So.
Yes.
But let's talk about the season leading into it. You, of course, go through your summer practices, your workouts like you're going through right now. When did you realize how special of a unit this team was?
I know it's kind of cliche maybe, but it was really when I first got there. It was me coming in and I had to start, a new culture. They were getting used to me, and how open they were and receptive to my coaching and taking everything that I said and they were running with it. They never asked questions. They just went out and did it. So seeing that little glimpse of that trust and that relationship and what it could turn into really showed me like, okay, we could really do something with this. We can make something big. And that's exactly what they did. They took everything I taught them from the first year with them into their junior and senior years, and they just became phenomenal leaders on the court and off the court as well. So I couldn't have done it without them.
And when do you realize that during the season? Because you're playing a tough district, and
Oh,
a tough region, and you go through some battles with some teams. When do you start to realize that this team has that potential to reach the state tournament?
to be completely honest, I as a coach, I knew that they had it in them. It was just a matter of executing and whether they believed in themselves enough. And the moment that I truly saw it was at the district championship. They had to play back-to-back games against Elizabethton and Greenville, and it was do or die. It was either get in or get out and go home. And they just found a whole new level. And I had seen that side of them in glimpses in games, but as long as they played as hard as they played, seeing them just overcome all the adversity in that moment and to push through and then make it to the championship, I was like, okay, they've got it. I always knew they had it in them, but now they know that they have it in them. And that was the game changer.
And it's weird to look back at the season and you look at the trophy case and it's empty without a district championship or a region championship, but you win the one that matters most. You win section.
Yes.
You grant that trip to the state tournament, and you don't just go to the state tournament for a cup of coffee. You win a game.
We do.
You defeat Upperman 3-1, not only reach the state tournament, but you win a game at the state tournament. A lot of history made this year. I mean, you've had more time now to reflect on it. So when you reflect back on last season, all the history that was made, how fondly do you think of last season?
Literally every day. I think about it every day just because of the impact that this season and those girls have on me. It's very rare to have such a good group of girls that I talk to every day. I see them at school, and just that interaction off the court just as much on the court just means everything to me. So knowing that we did it together and that these are memories that they are going to be able to cherish and take with them for the rest of their lives. I know we're going to be back in like 20 years at a volleyball game. We're going to be in the sidelines like, you remember when we did that? And just knowing that they get to take that with them for the rest of their lives. I don't even know how to put it into words what that means to me, and I know it means a lot to them as well.
Are we hanging anything in the gym anytime soon?
We are actually. So you know how basketball gets all the little
Yes.
banner? Oh, volleyball's getting one.
That's what
Yep.
I was referring to. That's where I was
Yep.
headed next. I know we have an athletic director position open at Chucky Doke, but whoever that athletic director is, something special for volleyball needs to happen. at
Yeah,
some point.
we're gonna get that up there. Then the girls, they actually had our picture printed off that we
Okay.
did, and they recognized us at a basketball game, and we all got to walk out, the girls that were there. So that's going on the wall. If you've ever been to Chucky Doke, the wall with all of the titles, right there as you come in the entrance for basketball games and volleyball games. But we are getting our picture up there as well. So
Amazing.
it's great.
And a huge nucleus of that team is back. So I know, of course, you have aspirations, but you don't really think of that at the beginning of the season, especially now when you're in summer workouts. But looking ahead at the season, just right around the corner. I mean, what are we looking like at the moment?
We're looking pretty good.
Okay.
I don't want to jinx anything, and I know it's one game at a time, and we lost some big players. I mean, losing those 3 seniors is really hard, but it's not impossible. I know my youngins have really stepped into that, going from sophomores to juniors now. They're really taking what they watched those seniors do and running with it. I can see so much improvement in their abilities and athleticism just from last season to now. So it's really amazing to see the growth that they've already made, and knowing that we still have all of preseason to go. I'm just very excited to see what all we achieve, because they're going to be such an amazing group of girls. I'm very excited.
And it helps when you have an all-state player returning.
Just a little bit.
It helps
It
you.
does. It helps a lot. Yes. She's putting in tons of work with her travel ball team. That's just a constant for her. And we had another one, Isabel Carricker. She also went to K2 as well and has been playing this year. So those two are some big hitters for us. And I know that they're going to make an even bigger impact this season.
A special season ahead, but also a special season to reflect on. History was made first trip to the state tournament, first win in the state tournament. And now, Marissa Snap, you are our coach of the
Thank you. Thank you
Congratulations.
so much.
We'll go ahead and throw it back to Matthew and Brian right after this here on First Drives in the Green Sports Zone.
Introducing the Ultra Compact Daikin Fit, a revolutionary HVAC system for ducted homes. It's the perfect fit for zero lot line homes. In fact, the Daikin Fit can be installed almost anywhere. Reimagine your indoor comfort. See the difference. Feel the benefits. Daikin Fit.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
Our female athlete of the year, one of the most decorated in Northeast Tennessee, especially on the hardwood. Felt it best that we let Brian Staten sit down and talk with Briley since he was front row, center stage for all but one of her games this season. You're about to find out which game that was. Here's Briley Tulloch, our female athlete of the year, with Brian Staten.
Thank you, Matthew. I am joined by our female athlete of the year and excited about Briley Tulloch sitting here and joining us. You know, Briley, when I heard that Briley was going to be part of what I was going to be able to do in broadcasting Greenville basketball this year, I was excited. But tell me a little bit about that journey and getting here and being a part of this program.
It means a lot that everyone welcomed me in and treated me like I've been here the whole time. Yes, I've lived in Greenville, but coming from Crockett to Greenville was hard because I left all my friends. I left all that I knew up there, and then I came to a new place. So it was obviously hard, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be because everyone welcomed me in.
And there's, familiarity, and I think that helps. Plus, you've played 3 sports pretty much through your high school career and been a pretty dominant figure in a lot of that. So you start in volleyball, it kind of take me through that volleyball season being coached by Coach Aiken and what that meant.
It was definitely different because Crockett's Coach Ashton, he pushed really hard and he screamed all the time. And when I came here, she didn't scream at all. So I was like, I don't really know what to do. She never screams. What? So, but it wasn't really that big because I never really understood volleyball. I just played it to play it because it was fun to me because it was my loose sport. Softball, I was always I could be stressed out because I loved softball. I love basketball and it stressed me out too. But volleyball was the chill sport. I could be I can do this, but also it's not, you have to do good. You have to do good. It's just chill.
Basketball is basically a year-round sport, and I think that was obviously the sport we're going to touch a little bit more about. The decision coming late, did you join camps late for Greenville, or did you kind of get in right when they were going through the summer camps?
I didn't get a summer camp with them because I had summer classes for Crockett.
Yeah.
And I had to play basketball at Crockett through the summer because I couldn't just leave because I had the classes to finish. So I didn't get to play. I just jumped in when they started working out. When school started, that's when I jumped in. I didn't get to play.
I was extremely disappointed. We did the media day and we talked a little bit about this. And then I was excited about the first game, for Briley because I knew she was extremely close to a milestone, and 2,000 points is something. The all-time leading scorer, Davy Crockett basketball history in just 3 seasons. And Annette talked about, just adding Coach Watts, just adding her to the team and how that was going to impact others. And so I'm anticipating this very first game. We're playing Bearden, and I'm driving, and I'm normally, I'm an hour before we have the game. And I left a little bit later than normal, and there was a heavy rainstorm that happened that night, and there was a huge, massive accident that happened about 2 miles in front of me. I had no idea what happened. I missed the entire first game for Briley, and I was extremely upset, over that and missed that. But stepping onto the floor for that very first game there, for Greenville, what did that mean? Hitting a midcourt shot to set that 2,000 point record, was there some thought about that after the game?
No, I didn't even know until someone was like, "You just hit 2,000," because I knew I was close, but I didn't know I was that close. But I just chucked it because we were losing anyways.
Yeah.
So I mean, what could a half court shot hurt?
Yeah, it didn't
So I
hurt.
just
either.
chucked it.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you go through the year, there are certain milestones. Was there a game that kind of sticks out to you through the basketball season?
No, not really, because they're all important and they all matter. So like, it doesn't really stick out that much.
I go back to the Ladies Classic and the thrilling come from behind victory that we had there, and I kind of set the tone for the second half of the year. And I know a goal for you and everybody is to get to a state tournament, and you get to that point where you're a game away, from that. We were on the road against a really good team, a team that you faced, a couple of other times,
Yeah.
in that career. How do you assess it? How do you assess what your basketball season was like? Success?
Yeah, it was a success, I would say, and also it was just fun playing with the people that I got to play with. And the coming behind game, we thought it was crazy. We were on cloud nine for
Yeah.
the next month and a half. We thought we could do anything and beat anyone. So any game that we went into, even if we didn't really look like we had a chance, we still gave it our all and at least hung with them for a half. If we didn't hang with them the whole half, we hung with them for one half.
14 of the next 15 they won, by the way, after that. So that was pretty impressive.
Cloud nine.
Yeah, cloud nine. It was good. You finished it up with, this 3-sport star, on the softball diamond. Another coach, different coach, probably a different philosophy as well for you.
Yeah, 100%. Nobody coaches the same. So
Right.
when coming from there to here, it's like, whoa, oh well, but you just have to adjust because there's nothing really you can do about it. And they were all good coaches no matter what. So they helped me. They helped me grow. They helped me grow as a person, not only a person, but also an athlete. So I was thankful for them all.
Riley's earned awards, obviously, through every one of these. The reason why she is our female athlete of the year, she made stops at 3 sports, picked up major milestone wins. And with that and major milestone awards, with that, she's also had the ability to move on to the next level. And I think as a student athlete, you want that opportunity.
Yeah.
How excited are you to move on to the next step, to be a lady senator?
I mean, I'm really excited. I'm also scared because, it's a new chapter in life, but I'm just going to have to face it like I face everything else. But I'm super excited.
Well, the numbers are ridiculous. For basketball, almost 20 points a game. It's almost a triple-double is what you're averaging during the season. When you step back and look at your resume as you're sending these out to coaches, are you a little bit astounded by some of the numbers that you attained through basketball?
Yeah, especially this year because I've never been a point guard. I was a point guard when I was in maybe second grade and going through elementary school, but I was never in high school and I never played the competition at a point guard. So when I moved to Greenville, I had to become a point guard, so I had to take the new challenge. And I was like, wow, I can actually pass because I've always been just a shooter because we had a point guard at Crockett that always just passed. So I was like, okay, maybe I can actually do this. And Coach Watts in my ear telling me, that's good, good pass, good pass. And just the people finishing the pass that I was giving them was also helping me get the confidence to know I could do it.
We put this into perspective. Almost 20 points, almost 9 rebounds a game, almost 7 assists per contest. Annette Watson, her tenure during Greenville High School's head coach, and maybe in the history of Greenville basketball, had 3 triple doubles. Started with Sydney Lawler, went to Chloe Marsh, and then Anna Shaw finished up with that. 5 this year, 4 of them from her. An incredible display, obviously. How, Coach Watts, as a collegiate coach, has she prepared you for that next step?
Yeah, 100% because she doesn't take it light on you. She's gonna push you, and she's always like, you can do this, but you have to do this, you have to do it right. She doesn't take it easy like other coaches might. You're fine, you messed up, it's fine. She's like, you messed up, you can do better, so do it. So she definitely pushed me and get me ready for the next level.
At Walter State, she'll be a lady senator, the former Crockett Pioneer, the former Greenville Lady Devil. She's Riley Tolan. She's our female athlete of the year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ready for a game changer? Say goodbye to costly lash extensions and fussy false lashes. Merle Norman Cosmetics has launched the formula you've been waiting for, Lash Extension Tubing Mascara. Wrap your lashes in 360-degree tubing technology for your longest, most defined, and separated lashes yet. This buildable formula won't flake, smudge, or transfer. Available in long-wearing rich black and a high-trending rich cocoa brown. Lash extension tubing mascara and other new essentials are available now at Merle Norman Greenville and Eastgate Shopping Center.
Yep, a youngster that when I remember watching him start out running really struggled. You're going to learn his story right now as Trey Bailey is our male athlete of the year. He is sitting down right now with Matthew Palazzo.
Trey, the real reason we brought you here today, there's 4 nominees for male athlete of the year. You were one of them, and we have selected you as the male athlete of the year.
Thank you.
So with that in mind, we are Trey Bailey, Greenville long distance runner, the junior. Trey, let's talk about this season. So much to get to. Let's hop right into it. Coming into this season, you were already a 2-time state champion as an individual, as a team. What was the pressure like, and what was the conversation for you coming into your junior year?
So it was definitely, we went into the season, sophomore year I won the 3200, and the goal was we've got to win that. You got to defend. Once you win it, you can't not win it again. And so that was, whenever I was sitting down with my coach to start the season, I was like, this is the goal. We're winning the 3200. And the bad thing about the season was, this past few years we've had this strong team, but then unfortunately this year we lost so many seniors that we just didn't have the numbers this year to win a team state title. And so it went from what can I do to help this team score points to just what can I do for myself. And I still had that relay team in the 4x800 to have that team aspect, but it was sort of a lot less pressure on me ultimately, just because it was, at the end of the day, it was just for what I can do to prove to myself, and I wasn't having to score those 10 points for the team. And so that honestly, I was a lot more relaxed, Also, I had the confidence. I'd won that race before, and so I went in that race a lot more relaxed than I did my sophomore year. I was still an underclassman the first time I won it. So I was going to that race, I was shaking a little, I was nervous. But this year it was a very different experience. I was more confident in my abilities, and I think that ultimately helped me a lot more in the race. Just knowing the confidence of this is my race, and I had a lot of really good 3200s, so I know this is my best race. This has been my goal. Let's go take care of business.
And you talk about relaxed. Very few moments more relaxed than your finish in the fall, your cross country state championship. One photo of the night earlier tonight, and just an image that'll live for me for a while because it's so perfect. You finished 25 seconds above second place, but reading more about your season, about the fall, it just struck me as the most impressive season I think out of any athlete, because you were undefeated. You did not lose a race the entire season. Talk about the fall and how big was that season?
The fall was definitely an amazing season, not just for me, but the whole team as well. We had some amazing races. Our biggest one, we went down to Alabama, and I was thinking going into that race, if I can get through this trip to Alabama, I will stay undefeated, because I looked at the rankings. I knew in Tennessee, I knew that I can take care of it. You got to state, you see people you don't know. In Tennessee, I know everyone I run against. I'm friends with them. I message with them. I know how they race. But you go out of state, it's a little more, I've never met this person. I don't know how they race. I don't know what their times are. And so I went to that race of Alabama. There was this kid, a phenomenal kid from Mississippi, who we had just one of the most fun races I've had in probably my whole cross-country career. It was just back and forth, side by side through the whole race. And at the very end, I was able to pull away. And I ended up running my personal best in that race, 15:01. And so that was a really great trip. And on the team side, that was the meet where everything just clicked. Everyone got a PR or a season best. We were beating people we hadn't been beating. We were close on some of the teams that were in our division, like Central Magnet High School was in Alabama. We were close to them, and that's where we sort of realized we've got the momentum. It's on our side. Let's go compete at state.
So the dominance from that cross country season, as a team, you all fared really well too. Wanted to learn a little bit more about the preparation that goes into a cross country season. It seems like every time I'm here at Tusculum, I see you run on the trail. How many miles are you running a week, and what does the preparation look like?
So cross country is a lot more high volume than track season. This past season, I was running 60 miles a week. For my senior season, I'm planning on running 70 miles a week. So it is definitely a lot of time is going to be spent out here on the Tusculum Trail. And so it's a lot of just knowing your body, and you don't want to overdo it. A lot of my teammates, they're hanging around 45 to 50 because they know that they start to hurt, they start to get injured if they go above 50. And so a lot of it is very personal, and our team is in slightly different paces, but we all we know where we are, and we all work together as a team to achieve that. And I think that's the really cool thing about cross country is it's an individual sport, but the success as a team relies on all these individuals coming together to work together, run these times, score as few points as possible, and come together as a team.
We'll be in touch soon. You got to train me for a race coming up. But let's talk about track and how does that preparation differ? So 70 miles a week is unheard of for me. What does it look like for track, and especially coming into this new season, maybe where you have more time in that Greenville Middle School track where it's just you, Greenville Middle School?
So track, we dropped our mileage a little bit. I dropped my mileage a little bit. We were hanging around 40 to 45. We were racing shorter races, only 2 miles versus the 5K as we were in track or in cross country. And so a lot less mileage, but a lot more of that mileage is going to be shorter, faster stuff. And so we're out on the track, we're ripping 400s, we're ripping 200s. Whereas in cross country, we're running some longer mile repeats, 2Ks and stuff. And so it's similar training, but it's different in how fast you're going and how short and quick you're doing it. But the mileage largely remains the same throughout that. And track is it's a different mindset. You're running in circles besides running out on the course. And so it's a lot faster. You have to think about paces because it's a lot easier if you're a little slow in a cross country, it's a lot easier to pick that up in the last 2 miles than if you're in a track and you only have a quarter mile to pick up the 3 seconds you lost. So it's a lot more focused on the times and the numbers rather than just the placement with cross country.
When did you start running, and what kind of scratched that itch when you began and told you, yeah, I can do this?
So my running career was a very slow, rough start. I was in 5th grade, and one of my friends was like, I'm going to do cross country. And I think I looked at him and said, what is cross country? I didn't know. And he was like, it's running. And so my parents will tell you, they joked, if you show up to middle school cross country meet in 6th grade, it was please don't finish last straight. And it was, I think by the end of the season, I was beating a few people, but I was still very far in the back. And I just sort of 6th grade didn't take it very seriously. I just I'm on the cross country team, hooray. And then what really realized, I guess I'm gonna only be cross country runner. In 6th grade, I went to the middle school basketball tryout. That did not go very well. I did not make the team, and I realized maybe I should be a runner. And so 7th grade, I started to actually make some improvements. I wasn't in last, so big improvements there. Missed state in middle school by 1 spot my 7th grade year. And so I was like, this is something I really want to pursue. And I joined a club out of Knoxville. And I was on that for the 2 summers after that and before I got into high school. And throughout my 8th grade year is whenever everything really clicked, and I was like, I want to do this. I want to be good at this. I want to put the time in, and I want to work hard for this.
When you look at that 5th grade runner and compare him now to where you are heading into your senior year, what kind of just self appreciation do you have for all that time in between?
It's definitely just a wild experience. I think 5th grade, I ran the turkey trot, and I think I got 31 minutes, and now I'm running my 5Ks in 15 minutes and 1 second. So I've cut my time in half, and so there's been a wide jump that I've had, and just a lot more improvement and a lot more just, this is what I like, this is what I do. And so whenever you're in a sport and you actually enjoy what you're doing, I think that's whenever you actually make the most improvement and you're going to perform the best. And that's the biggest thing for me, is I've always loved running. I've always loved the hard work. I don't always love it whenever I'm in the hard work and the hard workouts, but I like to look back and I like to appreciate the amount of time I put into it. And it really reminds me, you've come this far, let's keep going.
Another question I was going to ask, because cross country is very individualistic.
Mhm.
Now, track, not as much, but still,
Mhm.
when you're running at 32 or 16, you're competing against yourself and trying to get PRs. What motivates you, and what does that success mean whenever you set a new personal record to continue on and keep getting better as a runner?
I'd say my number one motivation in running is food because I love to eat and that's the best way. Love pasta, love bagels. And so I think the reason I really like running is because that lets me eat more carbs. And so, but beyond that, I would say just the fact, especially in cross country and whenever I'm running with my team, it's just I want to help my teammates. And so in cross country, if I win, that helps my team with getting the lowest score. In track, if I win my event, I score 10 points for the team. And I think my biggest motivation is these are my brothers, these are my teammates. They've been working just as hard as me all season, and we all want to we all want to reap the rewards of that. And so, we've all been out on the trail, and when it's super hot in the summer, when it's super cold in winter, and they're all working just as hard as I am. They're all feeling the pain whenever it's 80 degrees at a cross country meet. We're all experiencing the same thing, and I just want to make sure that not only am I succeeding, but I want my whole team to succeed with me as well.
So you mentioned trying out for basketball earlier. Obviously, Lauren's still playing at Furman, and your oldest sister, Meredith, she's been around the athletic scene here at Greenville High School. I think just your family in general, you go to any track meet or cross-country meet, very evident how much they support you.
Mhm.
What is your parents, what is your sisters, your entire family support meant to you?
That's been the world to me. It's just knowing that my parents are always there, win or lose, whether I have a good race, PR, or I'm 30 seconds off, they're always there to support me. And, when I started, they did not know exactly what was going on. And they joked that I picked cross country because it was a sport that they didn't know what was going on. And so they couldn't yell at me like they did in basketball. And so, but now that they've been around the sport for long, they know what's going on. They love to watch the races, they love to yell. And we always joke that you always know where my parents are sitting because my mom will yell so loud the last 100 meters of the race, you will always be able to find them. And so I just think having my sisters and my mom, my parent, my dad, my parent, grandparents, all of my family support has really just helped me succeed more than anything, just because they're that net I can fall back upon for support if there's nobody else.
You're now a two-time state champ in the 3200.
Mhm.
You are a state champ in cross country for the first time since 2013. For you to bring this limelight and this attention onto long distance running and just the sport, what does that mean to you here in your 3 years at Greenville?
I just think that has just been such a blessing and experience to be a part of. You know, distance running had a little bit of a rough spot. We had the Wesley Pechtel era. We were winning state championships. The early 2010s was a great year to be a cross country runner at Greenville. We had a little bit of few years where the teams weren't succeeding. And for me to be a part of the team that has brought Greenville back to the forefront, we finished third in cross country this year. We won in 2022, 24, and 25 in track. And we're hoping to win in cross country next year as well. Just to bring that team back to the top and be a part of that success has really just been such a blessing because I've been able to be a part of something bigger than just myself. I've been able to bring my teammates along with me and they brought me along with them as well. And I think it's been an amazing experience to be a part of.
Also, genius, 36 on his ACT. He tells me he wants to read 2 books a month this year. Talk to us about that, the academics too, because obviously scholar athlete, you throw scholar in there as well. Also in the Scholars Bowl. So how has that been juggling both academics and athletics this season?
It's definitely, junior year is pretty difficult at times. So it's definitely been hard at times. There's been some times where I go to track meet and I'd be up till 11 o'clock trying to finish my AP Lang essay. And it's been definitely at times, it's hard to balance, but in the end of the day, you just got to put your focus on both and get it all done. And I'm usually really good about it, getting it done in time. And I try not to put things off to the end, but there were some times, there were some close calls, especially with some papers I was writing where it was 10 o'clock the night before and I'm trying to finish, get everything proofread. But it was definitely, it's fun. I love learning, I love education. And so being able to be a student athlete beyond just being the athlete, it's just been a really great experience for me. And I'm really looking forward to doing that in college as well.
And then last question, glad you went there too, because what I was going to ask was, is running in your future at a college or university level? And then if so, what's studying look like there at that in that collegiate career as well?
My plan is to run in the NCAA. You know, that's been a dream of mine ever since seventh grade when I realized I want to be a runner. I started looking. Now I want to run collegiately. I want to be the best. And then I saw my sister. She's playing basketball, and I've just seen how much that has helped her and the opportunities that has opened for her. And I realized I want to also run. And so I know it's going to be difficult. You know, some of the schools I'm looking at are pretty prestigious academically, and so I know it's going to be a big adjustment going from high school to college, but I know it's also nothing that I can't handle and that I won't have the support between the college coaches, my teammates, and then my family back home that I'll be prepared for.
Trey, thank you very much for your
Thank you.
time. It's Trey Bailey, Green Sports Zone Male Athlete of the Year.